Bitcoin is bouncing quite around today, and everybody's wondering, when will we finally get the correction that everybody is waiting for? I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna show you something that is the first proof of a creeping correction coming into Bitcoin. So it's really creeping in right now. If you want to know what I'm talking about, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let me show you what I actually found. So I'm gonna start off here with the 1 hourly chart. So if you look at the 1 hourly chart, you see Bitcoin move today all the way down to $51,300, but from there got here already, basically a recovery, more or less back where we were before, around $52,000. So we're here at 51,920 right now. So, but I believe that we're going to move here back into that red resistance area that we have up here. So one of the warning signs that I have spotted is already a lower high here compared to this high. So it doesn't have to mean that we are breaking the structure now already and going down. We can get multiple lower highs and then at some point getting another higher high and continue the trend. Running into such a big resistance area here in alignment with a lower high, that tells me, as I said already yesterday, we should start to get a little bit cautious here with a Bitcoin. So unless we are breaking through this and also breaking $53,000, initiating the short squeeze and ripping through the order book with all these sell orders that are stacked up there, then yes, of course, things are changing, you know. So, but until then, we have to be really, really careful with Bitcoin here right now, because it could be the next time when we come up here that we get properly rejected, at least back down to like 49 or something, if not even lower than that. So we should keep this in mind. But the real reason why I believe Bitcoin and the whole crypto market overall is overdue for a bigger correction is when I look here at CoinGlass at the funding rates. Look here at these funding rates. Everything is in the red. Everything. So what does that mean? Everybody is long. Everybody and their mother is long. So what does that mean when everybody is long? So at some point you get a flush. You get a funding rate flush. So now that everybody is long, that means for a funding rate flush, we have to go to the other side. So and that means a lot of people will get liquidated. We have, again, a cascade correction to the downside with, like, in some altcoins, 20-30% to the downside. Bitcoin maybe goes 10-15%, something like that. And it is definitely coming, you know. So, of course, when we're looking at these funding rates, we should keep in mind that they can stay for quite a while overheated like that. But at some point, it's going to stop and we are getting the flush. Also, when I go here to the heat map, see here how overheated the funding rates are here in yellow. So this is just crazy how overheated we are here across the board in altcoins when it comes to funding rates. So that's why I have limited my exposure to at least to leverage already. So I have taken some small profits on some positions, or at least adjusted my stop loss. And the same goes when we're looking here at the funding rate chart. You see here the increase in open interest over the last couple of weeks. And here also recently seeing another spike in it. And that just means that more and more, even institutional players are going long here. Or using leverage in the market, you know. So, and yeah, if you want to punish everybody, just flush everybody once out, then we continue to go to the upside. When we're looking here at the daily chart, here nothing has really changed. We are still consolidating here in this range from $51,500 to $52,800 approximately. Lose one of these levels here, either to the downside or to the upside, then we know where the directional move will be for Bitcoin in the imminent short term. Again, I want to point out that the RSI is still heavily overbought here, even though Bitcoin goes sideways here more or less. That just tells me that when the RSI starts to come down here and cool down, then we're most likely going to tank with the price in the same direction. So that will only change if we see here the RSI started to go down a little bit and the Bitcoin price just goes up a little bit more. and starts then to go sideways, where the RSI still continues to go lower. So, but if that is not the case and the RSI turns around and the price goes with it, then you know, okay, this was the top. Bitcoin is now going for that correction. And like I said, I'm going to short Bitcoin if we break $51,500 with a 4-hourly or a daily close. That's where I'm looking at shorting it to like $49,000. Another point that I want to make here is on the weekly chart. This downward sloping trend line here, and that comes all the way from the top, is a resistance line that we ran into now last week and tried to break it and failed. And this week we are getting rejected from it, which I also pointed out at one point in one of my videos, that I expect a rejection from there. So this is exactly what we are seeing right now. Unless we are breaking through this, retesting this as support and continue to go higher, I'm not believing that just consolidating here and then break above it and just keep going up. I just don't see it. We need to break that level, this downward sloping trend line, convincingly for a continuous upwards move for Bitcoin. And unless that is not happening, we should expect a rejection from this level and then here back into the prior resistance zone here from 46,800 to like 48,400. That is on the weekly chart my target here for Bitcoin on the higher time frames. Also, when I go here to the liquidation heat map, here you see these orders that I was also talking yesterday about here, $52,800, $53,000. If we get here into these regions, we're gonna get a short squeeze to like $55,000 really, really quickly. And to the downside, funny enough, there's not much liquidity to be taken right now. It looks like that a lot of people have already on their longs taken profit. So of course here is still a lot of liquidity stacked beneath us, but nothing really concentrated like all the way up here with these short liquidations. So there, right now, the direction would also still favor to go here to $53,000 to take out that level, then start breaking down here and crunching down on these long positions and liquidate them that are sitting beneath us. I wanted to show you also something else here on this chart. So if you're looking at this here, so you can technically go and say we have here a descending triangle, more or less. So what's happening with a descending triangle, at some point it breaks to the downside if we are fulfilling the textbook definition of a descending triangle. So here the imminent target, if we break down again, would be around $50,000, which is in alignment with what I have said with like 49, 48, something like this around these numbers here. So you also see a support would be coming in at like 49,760, some in between there. So the only glimpse of hope that I have here that this will be invalidated is when I look at the stochastic RSI being already here flatlining at the bottom. So we are oversold here on the stochastic RSI. And if we get one small pinch here to the upside, I think Bitcoin will keep going to the upside here on the 4-hourly chart. So, but again, we need to break $52,600 on the 4-hourly chart first to see here continuation for Bitcoin to the upside. Otherwise, we just keep ranging for a little bit longer until Bitcoin makes finally a decision in which direction we actually want to go here. Yeah, before we talk about altcoins, guys, I will give you here. So that's what I was talking about. So here you see actually my shorting levels. I had given that these levels are, I think, 5-6 days ago, something like this. So again, I'm looking at potential shorts if we break $51,500 approximately. And here these red lines are my targets, 50,000, 47,762 as my final target here to the downside. So if I would be shorting this to the downside, this is roughly 7.4%, and my stop loss would be here the entry of my long, so which is around 2.8%. So that is almost a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, which is definitely worth taking. And then here on the long side, we're also talking about 8.5% more or less to the upside with the same stop loss. So there, the risk to reward ratio is a little bit higher, but not much. So, but yeah, again, we need to break here either one of these levels here, either 53 or to the downside 51,500 to take one of these positions. And guys, if you want to take these trades with me together, which are highly profitable, you can go back to a lot of videos and see how profitable we are here in the community. Go to BYBIT, they used to get $30,000 absolutely for free for using my specific link here, or on BITGET. On both platforms, you can apply for a debit card if you can apply in your country for the debit card. That is always depending on the region, if you can get one or not, but only if you use here also one of these two links. And if you just want to copy my trades because you don't know how to trade, then just go to CoinW or to FAIRDESK. On FAIRDESK you still have the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000. Just use these links below and then search for my profile AMCrypto on these platforms to just copy trade and follow the trades completely automatically, and you basically just go sleep and make a lot of money. When it comes to the Bitcoin dominance, I was wondering earlier why altcoins are going so massively down, why Bitcoin is going up. So this is because people start taking profit on their altcoin positions and rolling it back into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is also not really dropping. And that also leads to that the dominance get a small bounce. Remember, I said yesterday, I would like to see a green candle here at some point and a little bit sideways move and then continuation to the downside, just so that altcoins are not pumping like crazy 30, 50, 60% in a single day or over 2 days and then have a 30% correction the next after 3 days or 4 days. So I rather have a sustainable rally where we have like 5-10% of a drop after a 30% rally over a couple of days, and then we consolidate a little bit, and then we see continuation also here on the Bitcoin dominance with further decline to the downside. The targets still remain the same here. Guys, there's not much more to say for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'm going to see you then again tomorrow.